Hi, my name's Duncan McFarlane. I'm going to just give you a very brief update on the activities on the Digital Manufacturing on a Shoestring program over the last 6 to 12 months. So actually, there's been quite a lot of activity. It's been a very busy 6 to 12 months, and I'm really just going to pick up a snapshot of some of the highlights. If you want more information, you can refer to the website, digitalshoestring.net, and also a more broader project overview available at the same location. So one of the first things to mention over the last 6 months has been a significant expansion of our partner base. You can see back in January, we had about 28 partners. Expansion itself from the original 20 partners. But what's occurred over the last 6 months is a really significant growth in the project as it gets towards a more industrially oriented set of outputs. You can see that we break them up into solution providers, end users, and industry and regional associations. The latter have been incredibly helpful in helping us gain access and getting the word spread to the SME base in the UK. Secondly, we've just publicly released the digital solution catalogue that we've been developing over the last couple of years. This is a very simple catalogue. It's a listing of the top 59 items that companies that we've talked to in our requirements workshops have identified as being important digital solution areas for their business. The solutions apply to all parts of a small manufacturer's business, and they're clustered around digital areas, say sensing, data analysis, etc. Full details of the solution catalogue will be available very soon on the digitalshoestring.net website, as will be information about our top 15 priority solution areas coming from that catalogue. So these are the areas within the catalogue where the highest priority has been identified by participating companies. And so, for example, you can see real-time tracking of internal jobs being so far the number one issue for small manufacturers in terms of digitalisation. Then next, the other big developments have been around the solution development process. So we've now formalised a 5-step development process, and a lot of the effort of the last year has been focused in the first 2 to 3 stages. So building a needs assessment, a mechanism for capturing needs and converting them into solution specification, developing that solution specification into a solution approach, and then coming up with simple mechanisms for procuring the right components, installing and testing them. The next 6 months, we're working very heavily on training and operation and maintenance, the actual use of the solutions once they're deployed. A couple of points to make about this. There are many different entry points for end user organisations or third-party assisting organisations to start on shoestring solutions, ranging from using ready-made solution exemplars that we'll have available in our website environment to actually building solutions from the beginning using our building block structure, which we've talked about quite often in the past. And the second part about this is we're actually, as well as developing the environment for an end user to make use of, we're actually making it far more user-friendly at present for technology and solution developers to embed their technology and solution options into shoestring environments. And that's something we've focused a lot on over the last 3 months. We're doing a lot more work in that area in the next 6 months. With working with that design approach for configuring solutions is a piece of work focusing on how we support the end user of the design approach with automated guidelines. And there's a multi-step development. We're calling it the solution configurator that we're putting together at the moment, which will actually guide a user through this process and enable them to actually more or less enter their requirements in a verbal and user-friendly manner at the beginning, and in the best of cases, take a set of instructions for deploying and a shopping list out at the other end. That's, if you like, a long-term goal. The short term is to at least make the process of developing the solutions as simple as possible. When we talked to the partner group back in January, we ran through a very long list of laboratory demonstrators we've been putting together since the beginning of the program, with the aim of illustrating shoestring type solutions, but also using them as a way of evaluating the design procedure. Where we've moved since then is been very much into the mode of not just doing demonstrators in the lab, but doing industrial pilots. And these industrial pilots are all based within companies, focused on understanding the additional needs to taking a shoestring solution and putting it into use within an industrial organisation. You can see we have 9 pilots underway at the present, with a number of additional pilots currently under consideration as well. In June, we relaunched the digitalshoestring.net website, and the structure is in place now. We are adding content to that at the moment. Over summer, you'll see quite significant additions, including, for example, this presentation will be uploaded to the website, making it much more user-friendly and accessible, not just for partners, but for any organisation wanting to get involved. So where we're heading towards over the next 6 to 9 months as the research project ends is consolidating the outputs from the research project as a means of passing them on to the next stage. And those outputs, well, they're the sort of things I've just been talking about. We've got this needs-driven catalogue of priority solutions, and going with that, we'll have a kind of, if you like, a starter set of existing digital solutions we've developed that people could be using either to deploy directly or to adapt. Secondly, the design process will be one of the key outputs, and we're consolidating and documenting that at the moment. Thirdly, we have 2 different types of workshops that we run online: a requirements capture workshop for a set of companies looking to understand the needs either within a region or within a particular sector, and then a solution specification workshop for more specific deployments for a single company. And the result of that workshop is a verbal solution specification for a priority solution. Our demonstrators and pilots I've already mentioned. These are being written up as case studies. And the semi-automated solution configurator software and support training is one of the key focuses for the next 6 months. And currently looking at the next stage for Shoestring, and a lot of effort has been put into the planning of the next stage, but also identifying funding to support both the development of a core support unit for Shoestring and the software portal that would house the configurator, training information, etc., and a regional adoption model that we are developing with multiple regions across the UK. And you can see some of the areas that we're talking to at the moment on the right. And there are a number of funding discussions underway. More news about those, I'm hoping, towards the end of the summer, early autumn. So that concludes this very brief update. Thank you for watching. And if you want more information, as I said, there's a more detailed overview video that is available on the digitalshoestring.net website.